Gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name is Striker and I am on a mission to see if it is possible to find a traditional relationship in a country other than my own. This journey took me over to Ukraine and the most amazing adventure that I've ever had in my entire life. So this channel was about my journey and what I have learned along the way. Many of these things that I've learned are from my own mistakes. So my channel is to help guys be successful by not making some of the stupid mistakes that I've made. Anyway, enough of that. I want to talk to you guys today about knowing what you want. And do you even know what you want? So when guys start out on this journey, they go through a little phase at the start, and some people manage to shake this phase, but a lot of people don't. And if you have looked at doing this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. When you start to do your research, you come across these huge databases of women. They all look absolutely drop dead gorgeous. They look like models. You know, they say in the profile that they're after a man between the age of 25 to 65, and it really starts to make you think. And then they have these drop down boxes, and all of a sudden you start choosing which woman you would like to marry. Blonde hair, blue eyes, how tall is she, what does she weigh, what does she do for a job, does she speak English? And it becomes like like you're ordering something online, like you're ordering a pair of shoes, or you're buying a car and you say, I want it to be this color, I want these wheels on it. That's what it feels like. So it becomes like a condition that guys doing this, that's what they do. And they can get stuck into this rut, right? And you're supposed to get stuck into that rut. You're supposed to be thinking that you're choosing a woman, and you can choose however it is that you want her to look like. And when you're choosing the criteria or the values of this woman, you start to feel like you're choosing something that you want based solely on looks. Now, I've done other videos in the past where there's these women on these websites, you're really ever going to meet them. It's just rubbish. It's a scam. Okay, so we know that by now. If you haven't, go back and watch some of my other videos and you'll learn about that. But it still puts you in that condition. How do we know what we want? You know, guys are always talking about what they want. I want this, I want that, I want it to look like a certain way. And I was the same too at the start. But I've been on this journey now for a little while, and my whole mentality on some of these topics, if you'd asked me this question a year ago, I would have given you a completely different answer. But knowing what I know now, I think I've got a little bit more insight into it. So let's just back it up a little bit. I made a video the other day, and it was why these relationships, or why I believe these relationships end after 2 to 3 months. And most of them do. Regardless of what you see online, I'll put a link in the description below for the video that I made. Most of these relationships do end. The reason that they end is because two people chose the wrong people. They realized that they weren't for each other. So starting out this journey to choose based on what this person looks like, solely based on what she looks like, even from like the first fast interaction, the whirlwind romance, the summer romance that comes with some of these agencies and coming over here for a couple of weeks, you get swept up in it. And you think that that's what I've chosen. That's what I want. But instead of thinking about what we want, what we should actually be focusing on is what we don't want. What don't we want in a relationship? What don't we want in a partner? And it goes both ways. I mean, she'll be very fast to ditch you if there's something about you that she doesn't like. But how do you decide what it is that you don't want? Isn't it kind of the same as what you do want? You just say the opposite? Well, kind of. But I believe the way to start out this journey is to know what it is that you don't want to have in a relationship. And there are two ways to find this out. One is through experience, and it usually comes if you've been through some sort of traumatic relationship previously. Maybe you got divorce raped. Maybe you couldn't get access to your children. Maybe you went out with a narcissist, a psychopath, a sociopath. Something that made you realize that you don't ever want to go there again. And if you want to, you can look at that last relationship as an isolated incident. I chose not to do that. I chose to do what you can do if you haven't been through this traumatic experience, is you can research and find out what you need to avoid when it comes to a relationship. I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it in my videos, is you should read the book, Tactical Guide to Women. This book will help you. If you haven't started on this journey and you don't read this book, I think that you're not doing yourself justice. You're going to be one of these 2 to 3 month relationships that fizzle out like that and they're gone. Understanding what to avoid, and not just what to avoid, but you have to know how to identify it as well. Because what happens is that and I said this in my last video as well, a woman can be absolutely beautiful, and you start to see these cracks. They start to show some red flags that she's emotionally unstable. Maybe she's, you know, a little bit possessive. Maybe she can't deal with problems, issues, relationship problems, a raft of issues that she could be showing you earlier on in the relationship, but you choose not to sort of listen to them. You think, it'll be all right, I'll give it another shot, we'll keep going. She's beautiful, she's got the best tits I've ever seen, whatever. At this point here is where knowledge that you've got, you can then step aside and say, that is exactly what I don't want in a relationship, and I'm happy to step away from this and continue on the journey. But if you're always looking for something, you'll be looking at her big blue eyes, you'll be looking at her perfect ass, and that's what you'll be looking for, instead of trying to identify the things that's going to make the relationship, one, end, or two, just be an absolute nightmare for you, and then you've wasted all your time. So my advice to you guys out there, whether you've been in a traumatic relationship in the past, or whether you've never even been in a relationship in your whole life, is to learn how to identify some of these problems that are going to break down your relationship. And stop looking on these websites that have the drop-down boxes for the criteria that you want. It's not real. You need to be able to spend a significant amount of time together to identify some of these problems. But if you know how to spot them, you're going to be able to see them a lot easier. Otherwise, it's going to take you 2 to 3 months to see them. That's when the relationship will fall over. Hopefully that video helps some of you guys out there. It's taken me 1.5 years to fully understand this, and I probably still don't fully understand it as it is, but that's where I am at the moment. And I believe for you to be successful in the long term, you have to understand this. So please think about it. If you guys like the video, please subscribe. And if you haven't visited Ukraine Fusion, you should go and visit Ukraine Fusion. It's a free community that I've built to help guys just share ideas and share experiences for us all to be more successful. I'll see you guys next time.